Yo, so it's been a while since I made one of these type of videos, but I think it's for the best since it's Halloween season and everything's supposed to be scary and shit, so that's good on my part. So today I'm going to be ranking the Dark Souls 2 bosses based on how scary they are or would be in real life. So yeah, if you haven't seen my other videos, I did one for Dark Souls 1 and one for Bloodborne. So enough yapping and let's get started. At last place we got Lost Sinner. I mean, she isn't really all that scary. Don't get me wrong though, a hulking brute of a woman chasing you down with a massive sword is kinda scary now that I think about it, but not to the point where I would have like nightmares or some shit. So that's why she ranks the lowest. Old Dragon Slayer. I mean, bro is definitely intimidating since he got dark magic powers and he's tall as hell, but he's still relatively human, kinda, at the end of the day. So while he's intimidating, he isn't like alright scary or anything. Dragon Rider. I placed him over the old Dragon Slayer because he's a bit taller, which gives him more of an intimidation factor. And I know some people would find him a bit scary, so I wouldn't say he's scared me though, but more like, again, as I say, intimidating. Velstad. Velstad is an absolute unit. I mean, look at him. Bro's big as hell, which makes him super intimidating and kinda scary. I mean, imagine if you see this guy charging towards you one night. I would shit bricks, to be honest. Not only that, but he can use magic to make himself stronger, which places him a bit, higher. However, he's still relatively human looking, which decreases the fear factor by a lot. But he is still kinda scary for sure if he wants to fight you, so yeah. Looking Glass Knight. I would have put Velstad over this guy if it wasn't for his mirror. I mean, not only is this guy big as hell, but he can use his mirror to summon another being from a different dimension or some shit. Not only that, but he can use lightning attacks as well. You're lying if you think he wouldn't be scary in real life. Throne Watcher and Throne Defender. They aren't really all that scary on their own. Intimidating, yes. Alright, scary, not really. However, together they're kinda scary. Now think about it like this, alright? Let's say you get randomly drafted to fight in a tournament or some shit and these guys are your opponents. Remember, you don't have any powers or anything, you're just a regular human being with a sword. You would definitely find these guys scary as hell to like deal with. Don't lie to yourself. Ruined Sentinels. These guys come in 3, which would make coming across them a bit scary. Not only that, but their movement is kinda uncanny, which plays into their fear factor a little bit. Also, they're big as hell, so they would definitely scare the shit out of me if I ever encountered them. Now, these bosses that I'm gonna mention are way scarier than the guys I've, previously mentioned. So the real list technically starts now. Executioner Chariot. You're lying if you're telling me that a giant 2-headed demonic looking horse with a skeleton riding it isn't scary. My guy, I'm telling you, if you saw that shit in real life, you'd definitely shit bricks. Royal Rat Vanguard. You might be saying that these guys aren't really all that scary, and while that's technically true since New York is flooded with a bunch of them, however these rats are different because they come in large groups and they're big as hell, which now that I think about it still makes them similar to New York rats. However, these guys can inflict rapid poisoning and they can petrify you, meaning that if they bite you enough times you'll turn into stone and just instantly die. However, the good part is that if you kill the leader, you'll get rid of the other rats. However, good luck doing that without a flamethrower or a grenade or some shit. Flexile Sentry. I don't really have much to say. This giant 2-bodied humanoid thing would be scary as fuck in real life. Come on now. Vendrick. No, a giant-sized human zombie wielding a massive sword is definitely scary as fuck, and not only that, but bro is an absolute tank. I'm pretty sure you can't even damage him without using some sort of giant souls or whatever, and tell me where the fuck are we supposed to get those? Anyways, at least he doesn't outright attack us, unless you provoke him or some shit, I don't know. Scorpioness Najka. This Quelaag ripoff definitely would make me piss myself if I ever encountered her. I mean, just look at her. I think she deserved this spot for sure. Covetous. I mean, look at this. Bro just looks like he's straight out of like a horror game or something. Imagine one night you walk into a dark room and you see this thing just looking at you. Come on, that would be fucking horrifying, bro. You see, while Covetous scariness is due to his animalistic cursed look and size, this bitch scariness is mostly due to her looking like she's from one of those horror stories old people used to tell their kids. I mean, she's a humanoid snake thing with her decapitated head in her arm. and she can use magic as well. Now you see why she ranks this high. The Pursuer. I mean, it doesn't matter how fast your reflex are at dodging, bro's sword would literally track you and kill you in an instant. Okay, bad shitty hitbox joke aside, this guy is literally called the Pursuer, which means he isn't gonna stop chasing you until he kills you. Another thing is the sheer size of this thing. Bro is big as hell and he wields a big ass curse sword, and he can also fly too. So if this comes chasing after you one day, you ain't got much choice other than to hide, I guess. The Rotten. I mean, he isn't stronger than the Pursuer, but then again, this isn't like a power scaling list. This is how frightening or scary they would be in real life list. And this guy looks scary as shit. I mean, he looks like the embodiment of hemorrhoids. Like, that's why he gets such a high spot. Royal Rat Authority. I mean, this big ass dog rat thing is scary mostly due to its size. The fact that he can control rats too is a plus. And it probably got like a fuck ton of diseases and shit. So yeah, good luck encountering this one day in an alley or some shit. Skeleton Lords. I mean, it's a bunch of fucking walking cursed skeletons. Of course they would be horrifying in rank high. Giant Lord. A giant humanoid thing with basically no face and a giant sword just running towards me would definitely scare the shit out of me. And you too. Dark Lurker. I don't know too much about this boss, but I do know that it can fly, use dark magic, and it looks horrifying. So this guy would definitely be scary as hell to encounter in real life. Honorable mention, Smelter Demon. The only reason he's a honorable mention is because I forgot to place a number ranking on him, so technically he's just a honorable mention for now. But I'm not going to say why he's scary because, I mean, just look at him. Aldia. I mean, look at this. Of course I would find this scary as hell, especially since he likes to jump scare people out of nowhere. Demon of Song. First of all, I kinda have a phobia of frogs, so seeing this would make me freak the fuck out. But phobia aside, let's look at it. A giant hollowified face inside the skin of a frog is definitely something I would see in my nightmares. Also, it kinda has some uncanny movements as well, so yeah, that's why he ranks this high. Nishansha. This bitch looks like the fucking Grim Reaper. If I ever saw this coming towards me, I would think that shit, my time has come. Which, I mean, it would be because she would probably just kill me. Also, she can use curse magic, which is another thing that's horrifying about her. Old Iron King. A giant demon looking monster is definitely something that would make me shit bricks. And the fact that he can survive in lava as well means he's tough as hell. So yeah. Guardian Dragon. I mean, it's a fucking dragon. Yeah, sure. You might say, oh, dragons aren't scary or whatever. Bro, I'm talking about in real life, like real world shit. Like, you telling me if you saw like a dragon coming towards you, you'd be like, nah, that ain't scary. Yeah, alright, bro. Like, if this thing existed, it would definitely be a city level like threat. Everyone would be scared as hell. Duke's Dear Freeha. At first I was gonna put the Guardian Dragon above this, but I remember that a lot of people have like arachnophobia or whatever it's called, the fear of spiders. So imagine a giant two-headed laser beam shooting spider that can summon even smaller but at the same time large spiders as well. That would be fucking horrifying. Like, come on now, you don't have to even be scared of spiders to be scared of whatever the fuck this is. And finally, the boss that I think would be the scariest in real life is the Ancient Dragon. I mean, look at the size of this thing. And sure, it kind of seems peaceful since you can kind of talk to it or whatever. But in a case where this guy decides to go on a rampage, shit, good luck. And you might be like, well, he's not going to go on a rampage. You have to purposely, you know, annoying him for it to like become hostile. Bro, we're dealing, like, you tell me, let's say this thing crash landed in America, right? You telling me that the amount of experiments and shit like that they would do on him wouldn't provoke him? Come on, bro. But like, as I was saying, bro, if this thing goes on a rampage, shit, like, good luck to everybody, bro. Like, come on, bro, because he's definitely going to be a city or country level threat. But let's talk about what makes him scary. First of all, his size. The fact that he can fly and shoot fire, and his scales are tough as hell. So yeah, that's why I think out of all the bosses in Dark Souls 2, this one, the Ancient Dragon, would be the scariest in real life. And yeah, that was the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope y'all have a good day or a good night. I don't know, whatever time y'all watch the videos.